This is cave 101. I don't know the real name. But anyway, there's a nameplate. It's funny, this cave has a couple entrances. The nameplate's by one of the harder entrances, so the easy entrance. So I entered the cave the first time, didn't know the name. Nameplate was nowhere to be found. Look at the size of this cave. It's like 20 feet in diameter here. The entrance is pretty wide. Even though I'm going to go left to go clockwise, I want to go right here for a second so I can show you what I did. See this pile of rocks? So the easy way is down that way. That's the way I came in. But over here is the hard way, and that's where the nameplate is. In case you don't believe me, it's 101. Look how rough the ceiling is here. Uh-oh, something's wrong with my gimbal. My gimbal's always picky. All right, anyway. Okay, so notice here how the ceiling's kind of arch-shaped. Then it sags down, and it's kind of arch-shaped again. Kind of neat. All right, so now I can go left, walk through here, whoops, somewhat clockwise. There's a little bit of ice on the floor, so I need to watch where I'm going. Sometimes I watch where I'm going anyway, just to be sure. All right, there's dead end over here. Again, there's the big entrance and the little entrance. There's the arch-shaped ceiling, and then sort of a ridge hanging down, and more arch-shaped ceiling. And notice on the floor here how green it is. So please don't trample that. If you come here, go around, let it grow. All right. Of course, same thing on the walls. Try not to touch the walls. Look how much there is growing on the walls. At least near the entrance where there's light. This cave is pretty big, but some of it's hard, so I skipped part of it. So here's a big three-way intersection. You can go right there, definitely a dead end. You can go left here. It's probably a dead end. It gets too hard for me. Notice how it's weird. Instead of having arch-shaped ceiling, the ceiling's almost perfectly flat. So it's parallel to the floor. Kind of weird. It's not so common in caves. I'm not sure why it happened. Just somehow the ceiling was rigid enough to not do that. Well, yeah. Wonder how far I can go left here before I get myself tripped over these rocks. I want to be careful with the rocks. Okay, you know what? Okay, so here's a dead end here, kind of. You can keep going right. The cave obviously goes really far. I can see 100 feet, but I don't want to climb. Actually, you know what? It's only rough for a while. All right. As long as I'm here, let's see if there's a reasonable way through here. The rock is so rough, though. Seriously, the rock floor is really, really rough. Wow. For a while. It looks like in a couple dozen feet, it might be a little better. All right, well, you know what? As long as I'm here. Okay, so the ceiling's still low. At least the floor is not so rough here. Okay, you know what? I don't feel like belly crawling, and the ceiling is low enough that I could damage the ceiling. So let me show you this. Look at the color on the ceiling. That's all like mineral formations. If I bump the ceiling, I'm going to be damaging that. So, but yeah. Oh, it looks like the cave goes around the corner. I don't know if it dead ends or it keeps going, but definitely more cave ahead. All right, you know what? I guess I can climb on my elbows for a little bit. This will keep me lower so I don't bump the ceiling. At least it's somewhat flatter here. Oh yeah, you know what? Looks like I'm almost to a dead end for real. I want to pan down so you can see the floor here. The floor is kind of cool. As long as I came here, I'm also let you see. Look at the shape. It's like the rock formed with air bubbles in it or something, or otherwise broke apart. It's kind of cool. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like a dead end for real. Okay, well, at least now I know that there's absolutely nothing to look forward to. But yeah, like I said, the colors here, the bare rock is red. I'm sorry, the bare rock is kind of a dark black here. And then that red rock, that's like sand. And then the white stuff on the ceiling is mineral formations. So, like even right here, let me see if I can get it in focus. Yeah, not really. It's hard to get it in focus. Okay, but anyway, lots of interesting stuff out here. Now let's see if I can get out of here without tearing up my stuff. The floor and ceiling are just so rough ahead for a few dozen feet. I want to be careful not to damage the... See, this is the kind of cave, if this is a tourist cave, I put in a path. Like on the floor, I put down a piece of plastic for people to lie on as a, to protect themselves in the cave. Ask people to stay on the trail. So what's going to happen here in a wild cave like this? Eventually, there's no trail, so the damage will be scattered everywhere. That's what happened to, what's it called? Arnold Ice Cave. The hard part of the cave, the floor used to be really, really rough. There's like cave popcorn everywhere. But for a while, people tried to protect it by staying to one side or the other. But the problem is, sometimes this one side is easy, sometimes the other side is easy. So people cross over. So yeah, once people started crossing over, it got worse and worse. Now the whole floor is smooth. It's just nice, smooth, easy floor. For the tourists, it's a lot easier and safer, but kind of ruined the natural beauty of the cave. Kind of sad. Arnold Ice Cave used to be a really pretty cave, but it's so popular. It's been, worn out. They call it love to death. But other than gating it or otherwise putting in designated trails, it's not really a way to protect it. Unfortunately, they usually wait until it's too late to gate a cave. Like Skeleton Cave. Skeleton Cave has a lot of graffiti, and then they gated it to protect it. It's like too late now. Whatever. Notice the color of the rock on the wall. Notice it's weird. On the crack there, it's like whiter to the right of the crack. Suspicious. All right. It's weird there's hardly any bats around here though. Suspicious. It's like, where'd all the bats go? Man, I had a small breakfast. I'm hungry. Anyway. I only had breakfast like 2 hours ago too. Kind of suspicious. All right. So again, if you go right through the middle here, you see there's plants growing. So that's one more reason I want to stay to the side. There's like, well, look, you see those footprints? Those are mine from when I shot the horizontal video. Those will get erased next winter when it freezes again. But at least I didn't trample too many plants. Try to keep any damage, wear and tear localized as much as practical. All right, so this is the way I came in. Climb up there, there's the way out. Cave 101. Cave 101. That's cave 101.